And welcome back to Ace Attorney. Hi, everyone. It's been a week. I had activities and fucked up some pancakes today, so that was pretty cool. Let's get this game open up. If you weren't here last time, you missed the imposter uh, fuck up everything. And you also missed Jean Armstrong's fat ass on the courtroom stand, and it's unfortunate that that's the last time you're gonna see him. Well, considering how this game treated him, it's also fortunate that's the last time you're gonna see him. What is Phoenix Wright? There it is. Same. Now, if I'm seeing this correctly in my activity feed, it appears that one dude who followed me a week ago deleted their Twitch account. So that might have been a bot, which is pretty fucking funny. Because I've just been like eternally at 23 followers for like the last however many years, which I think is really funny. All right. So, now we are going to begin case 4. And for those of you who were here last stream, you actually got a preview of what's about to happen. But we're going to be seeing that all from the beginning again, so that those of you who weren't here will get to see the little thing at the front. The case preview. Now let's begin. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Trials and Tribulations, Episode 4. Turnabout Beginnings. The girl, let her go. Shut up. Come closer and I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Picture. Name, Terry Falls. Charge, kidnapping. Murder. Sentence, death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Oh, I can't find my Apple Pen I was gonna draw during. Oh no! I'm sorry. February 16th, fucking 2010 or something. Oh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Oh, good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Harry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax it. So, why did you escape anyway?
Olga!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere.
But, Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago.
Oh, sorry. I told a little lie.
Oh boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. I like how my voice keeps changing.
I'm sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right?
Olga!
Hey, I am really, really sorry. What the fuck? The empty void? Oh, my pinned message unpinned.
They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied.
I don't like that voice.
Yeah, the woman, she lied on her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet the policewoman?
Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
Well, that much is true. He did meet with the victim.
But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She's alive. It's true.
I can trust him, right? I mean, I should.
You're not gonna figure out the truth just by staring at the guy.
Why are you here?
I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lines there. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with.
Where is Mr. Grossberg?
Him? He's dying of hemorrhoids. Huh. Old man's probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Oh, not good enough. After all, it's me, Diego Armando.
I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me?
No. You got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first crime.
Thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though.
Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation of a genius since the beginning of his law career.
Genius?
Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. I should clarify something before we continue.
Something that the game doesn't tell you. At this point, Mia and Diego are dating. So, I think that's just like a playful little name for him to her.
Dropping those plaza yours. It's go time.
Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth.
February 16th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom, number 4. Someone here looks familiar. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fay.
Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh?
Yeah. This is Miles Edgeworth's first case.
They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. Remember,
he was someone's mentor at a young age. In fact, a cool thing about this, is that coat, you actually see that in case 5 of the first case. It is hanging on his wall. So because that case came out after the series was over, they added that after the case. So they were able to allude to the future games, which I think is fun. It took me congratulations.
At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh?
Come on, Mia. We can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escape in prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered.
So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death?
You got it, kid. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in his very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime, I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct, but in the end what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony.
A witness's testimony?
The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said that she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away?
That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be. Exactly. The victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago, Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha! I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind: take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Wait a minute! That's not right! At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice or your tone of voice.
Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Does that motion look familiar too? Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite!
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the defendant who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
Are all judges stupid in this world? Yes.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of this case, sir. I finally got promoted to detective division half a year ago.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, Mom, you got any idea how much work it takes?
Oh, what is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Excuse me?
Oh, seriously, my heart is aching for you.
No. That is not the same judge. Because we saw him in case 2. Oh, we need to kill him.
No, seriously, my heart is aching for you.
We need to kill you.
Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Well, Detective, tell us about the incident.
Why are all judges in this world morons? Yes.
Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss.
Not much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself.
Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the victim carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured on a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir.
I see.
Dusky Bridge map added to the court record.
Was the victim's blood found on the bridge?
The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge.
Mr. Edgewood, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor, fuck you. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some kind of hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, Mia. Hang on.
Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you from morning tea. Trust me, and get ready.
Summary of the incident.
On the day of the incident.
Oh, this is the testimony. I'm not cross-examining yet.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at this designated time and met with Mr. Falls, and that's where she was brutally murdered, Sully.
I hate conjecture. Something no judge in this universe follows by.
The criminal stuffed the body into the car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain.
Guilty. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination, coming right up.
Hey, settle down there, kid. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
Oh, that it is. Courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here.
You got me there. Well, maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten.
Okay, Mia, stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all night last night watching. Summary of the incident.
On the day of the incident.
This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one that caught Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls.
What? The defendant? The defendant called her?
Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. He left a note about a phone call with Mr. Falls.
A note?
Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left in her desk.
Confidential police materials written by the victim. February 14th, 1:21 p.m. Falls, 4:30 p.m. At that bridge, wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed.
My brain is awful. I'll keep that joke for later. You got it.
The defendant, Terry Falls.
Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me?
Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
The detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person.
Hey, no, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky.
Sergeant Hawthorne went to the Dusky Bridge at the designated time and went with Mr. Falls.
No, the person who called her was wearing white scarf for identification. Oh, Dahlia Hawthorne was the girl that Phoenix Wright ate glass for. How dare she ruin the name of my favorite flower? Who did what? Slick? I don't know if you remember this, but that was in the very first case of this game. You played as Mia and you defended Phoenix Wright in court. He ate glass.
Phoenix, you just ate glass. You need to throw up right now.
That was the case where Doug Swallows sold fentanyl. A bridge in the mountains, but why meet there?
Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why.
What do you mean by that? If you remember 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge. It was there that he killed his hostage.
For context, that case actually takes place a year after this case that we're playing right now. Not only did he eat glass, I swear he ate it on the stand. I'm pretty sure he did, yes.
He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge.
The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls.
Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic.
But that's where she was brutally murdered, Soy.
Was the body of the victim discovered right away?
Yeah, we're really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move. We got you surrounded.
Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that?
The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly?
Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right?
If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed.
He never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but he left a note on a disc about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive.
I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone.
Criminal stuffed the body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway.
Mr. Falls had a car then?
Well, the bridge is way up the mountains, ma'am. Defendant and the victim both went up there by car. Oh, also, right?
What? You mean the defendant drove his own car?
No, of course not. He was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light.
Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves.
Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything?
This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Actually, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne.
Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable.
Oh, don't worry, she's already dead. That's where they store you if you get sold your bones to the Mantis Mafia.
The victim, she was stopped in the back, correct?
Yeah?
Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
Talking about a woman here.
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in the back nice and firm.
The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car?
There's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway.
What did the defendant have to say about this photo?
What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's all he says.
Nothing? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car.
It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And he always says, sorry, I told a lie. Or something like that.
Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely.
Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint, we said. Okay.
That certainly is some in-person police work.
Thanks! Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Falls might just try to run.
What do you mean it was too close for comfort?
The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. It takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. He did nothing. What do you mean by that, detective?
That was kind of close. Any later, Mr. Falls could have slipped right by.
Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony.
A trap?
Walk into it carelessly, and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh?
No, it's not!
Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you'd better get some more information. And if you're going to get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards.
Do you have a famous contradictions? I sure hope I can find some of those.
On the day of the incident, Sergeant Hawthorne, and that's where she was, the criminal stuff. There's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway.
Uh-oh! Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement?
I don't think anything of it. How about you?
I guess I don't think anything of it either.
Then we don't have a problem, but we do have a penalty.
If there wasn't a problem, couldn't you just let it slide? Mr. Falls had a call then.
Looks like we're doing story mode, because I forgot.
Do you think nothing, anything, Judge?
I don't think.
Witness!
What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Fay?
I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever actually had to address someone like that.
You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Fay, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy?
Candy? Yes.
Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, Mia. Check it off, you're a lawyer. Hi, I just got here. What have I missed? We are in court. We're currently grilling Detective Gumshoe about some stuff. So, Valerie Hawthorne was murdered. She was stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. She died on this bridge. She left this note. Falls 4:30, that bridge wears white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth comes out.
We're time travelers!
And this is a dead woman.
Detective! Oh, yes, ma'am.
This photo? You said that there was nothing peculiar about it.
You get it right that time?
Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I said.
Well, then I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim.
The note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, this special request. Funny that Gumshoe still looks... Yeah, he just has a clean coat.
Yeah, I sure hope a thin layer of mold doesn't grow on my coat. That would be fucked. Oh,
I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, man.
But you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
Oh!
The caller told her to wear to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for is this one, perchance.
Oh!
Where did you find that, sir?
Oh, his suit is much fancier, and his hair is shorter. I have bad news about his suit. Okay, so I'm curious. How can I help?
Didn't you know I'm colorblind?
If on one of those contradictions, what would happen if the prosecution didn't have an answer?
Well, I guess I'm fucked. Anyway, I still think this guy is guilty.
Yes, his suit looks almost exactly like Manfred von Karma's suit. It's just red.
Oh, where did you find that, sir?
On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation.
Oh, why? Why didn't you tell me?
I made a decision to keep all piece of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know.
Like if Miles went, I'm not sure myself, because that still wouldn't be enough to change anyone's mind on anything. Did Von Karma mug him for it? No. Edgeworth is just Von Karma's disciple. So, this is a good example of like I say example, that's not a good word. Edgeworth is copying a lot of stuff that Von Karma does. He's even copying some of Von Karma's idle animations.
It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the color requested. But as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It sure looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Fay?
Yeah, my first thought seeing him like this was that they just took Von Karma's model and swapped out the head with Miles. Yeah. Why would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck?
Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively that, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Oh, everything is moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius, huh? Especially because his head looks disproportionately small. To be fair, I haven't seen Miles in a trial. He's got yaoi hands. Yeah. They even in the first game, he kind of had yaoi hands. The force shortening in some of his sprites weren't very good, and then they just kept it like that. A genius, huh? Events on Dusky Bridge. That's your cat. The head is small compared to his body and hands.
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal stabbed the victim from behind the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off.
Fitting, yeah. Someone had to have drawn Miles and Phoenix as that stupid anime meme.
Looking at this photo.
I'm also having to remind myself that this is Miles before his redemption arc in the first game. Now, speaking of his future cases, keep in mind throughout this entire case, when we met Miles in the first game, he has never lost a case. Which means this doesn't look good for Mia.
Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom?
Oh, well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify.
Is this a pre-scripted loss? You'll see what happens. Also, the fact that in the first game, Miles has a reputation for forging evidence in order to force a guilty verdict. Correct.
Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify.
The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Witness's photo added to the court record.
As you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and opportunity.
fact that scarf is blue presumably means that that's what he did, and the photo.
As you see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again, that's not fair! I haven't even done my cross-examination yet!
What do you mean,
I love this is straight up illegal in this universe and no consequences because he's winning. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, consequences. No, I can't do that. I happen to be winning, Your Honor.
Actually, there's an eyewitness.
Who is this eyewitness?
She's a college student.
A female college student?
That's right. Meaning she's female and a She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her.
Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. There we go.
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements, that's all.
What was that supposed to mean?
The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female caller. I don't like how you say that. I don't like how you say that either.
Fucking 2003.
If you absolutely must hear a testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question.
This photo was accidentally...
The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright? So, about the witness who took this photo, what was this person doing all the way in the mountains? This whole courtroom needs to blow up. Oh, you're gonna love a future case.
She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently.
There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo... This cloudy fog light thing... Is it a ghost? I don't believe it.
Taking photos of wildflowers at night in rain. It wasn't it? Yeah, it was at like 4 p.m. Some future case. It's a bomb!
Oh, no, Your Honor, no, I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day.
What time of year is it? February? Drizzling, huh?
That's right, there was a light rain coming down. This whole place was dreary, but not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now.
Wait, they were taking photos of flowers or ghosts? Wildflowers in February. It could still be night. You're right.
Looks like a cold front just moved in.
In any case... The point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog.
I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back.
Japanifornia.
Is that part of the witness's testimony as well?
Of course it is. He punched the victim hard in the back and she fell right on her stomach.
I remember that happening once myself. It's really brutal. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Someone pushed me down the stairs.
What does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once?
I pushed the other judge. With his mind-boggling tales
In the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian.
Huh. Save your nasty look for the right person.
It is pretty funny.
Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. Court record seems to have wet itself.
Hey, watch where you spill your coffee!
Kiddo? The court record, huh?
Didn't someone fall off the bridge in the intro animation? Yes.
That must have been when the scarf fell off.
So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim,
That's what the witness said. Well, looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, man.
Honey? Yes, that was 5 years ago, according to what we've learned so far. That was what got the criminal on death row. This case takes place 5 years before where Phoenix is currently reading this trial, because the way this case takes place is that Phoenix is rereading the court records. So it's 5 years from where he currently is, not 5 years before this case. The area was wet from rain, and the bridge was probably wet too. Would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud. But Miles said at the beginning of the trial, that is true. There is a separate case that also happened 5 years beforehand. So those are two separate 5 years of time. 5 years, and the judge aged like 60 years now. This is a different guy. There's something about his testimony that's still bothering me.
Talk about a surprise. And I had no idea there was a photo.
Oh, I do.
You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean?
Oh, okay. Of course I do.
So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere, hidden in that testimony, is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. Well, that's your chance.
Actually, this eyewitness was photo accidentally taken by the witness. Shows the victim wearing the scarf, sir.
Yes.
It's drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on.
Uh-oh! Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
I'm sorry, but I think the only thing out of place is that pointer finger of yours.
That could very well be.
Yeah, take this penalty and try thinking through it.
What's the problem? Pointer fingers are made for pointing. Uh-oh. I forgot the answer. Fuck you mean? Mia Fey dies again. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too, just generally soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with that soggy atmosphere.
But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us to what isn't right. What is it about this photo that doesn't fit the conditions that day?
Naturally, the answer, right around here, I think.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Seems to me that Miss Fay could use a chunk herself.
What?
One that she could hide all her bitter memories from this trial in, that is. Woo-ho-ho-ho! You truly are a genius. A genius of sarcasm and wordplay.
Oops, it looks like I really put my foot in my mouth that time.
Just relax. Lick your wounds clean. Go after him again, kid. No matter how bitter the memory is, it can never be as bitter as dark black coffee.
All right, Mia, you've got to think harder this time.
Now then, let me ask you one more time. What is it about this?
Yeah, he really needs a different name for his girlfriend. Actually, the answer's right here.
Oh, the victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange. Recalling the testimony, what were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. The victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge. The front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
Oh, that's exactly right.
I'm sorry, who is calling who, kid? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't call her kitty cat. That feels weird for some reason.
But you can call her kitten?
I'd like to go. Can I go home? That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street. My gorgeous playoff beer was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Where have you been, kitten? Daddy's been waiting in BC for 3 fucking hours.
Diego calls me a kitten. This is before Discord kitten gave it a bad rep. Is having a weird beard a requirement for being a judge in this legal system?
Yes. For context on that joke that I just made, if you have seen any of Maxor's videos, he kind of makes some of those jokes. Fortunately, I have yet to kiss that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day?
The surface of the bridge? Huh.
Huh. A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Fuck you, Edgeworth. The evidence is this scarf.
Oh!
It should be obvious.
If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy,
it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. I can't be outwitted by this novice. Can you say that? Hey, same to you, buddy.
Edgeworth's own evidence. Miss Fay's assertion makes perfect sense. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction?
Huh?
For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we?
All right. Not like he's really giving me a choice here.
Huh. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten.
Mr. Armando!
I'm gonna stop saying that word. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. Pretty simple, isn't it? False evidence? It's one of those three. Now, I sure hope you were paying attention while talking. What you just said just now, I'm not sure I like that.
It wasn't me, Your Honor. It was this coffee aficionado over here that said it.
This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it is.
Yes! The false evidence in this case is about the photo that the prosecution claims was taken by the witness. It certainly seems to show a man in a prison uniform in a coat. While you're on that, however, we can't tell any more than that from the photo.
Are you saying that the people in the photo may not be the victim and the defendants?
Well, that's certainly a possibility.
So perhaps it was another prisoner and policewoman?
Two?
I admit, people have their quirks. Perhaps they were a part of a role-playing group?
Well, I suppose that's also possible, I guess.
You messed up again, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
There should be something else that's even more suspicious. Now think the whole thing over again. What's going on, Mr. Fay? I will penalize you for making substantiated accusations.
Don't do it, Mia. Don't cry until you get home.
In any case, this court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence in the court. Okay, so you chose the wrong one, so we're gonna try again.
It's a no-brainer. Obviously, the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen?
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that Bull Wonder over there would have called them in the first place.
Your Honor, the defense requests the cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. You think Godot drinks 1 cup of coffee in a trial per cup in me? Oh my God.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from no mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time.
What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth?
Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edwin, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes.
This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. I'm going to turn off story mode, just so some of y'all can react.
Witness, what is your name and occupation?
Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter.
She's back.
Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double and a dozen donut holes.
Remind me the significance of her. I don't remember this woman. This was Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. She killed a man by poisoning. She tried to poison Phoenix. Anyways, kill the judge.
I feel as if I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bottle.
Hey, not so fast.
As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Mr. Edgeworth, you are a true gentleman. Miss Fay, you could learn a lot from this man.
He is such a gentleman, then he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir?
Yes, my dear.
This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct?
And you were the one who took this photo, is that accurate? How can you be so mean?
Now see here, what you are doing, shoving that in her face like that.
But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fay. I see. So you are...
Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. The witness's photograph. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police.
By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here.
I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs.
So you took the photo from that location, eh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. They were just standing there, menacingly. All right, Miss Fay, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. You're going to be safe-scumming quite a bit.
Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come.
Oh, I know just how you feel. Just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde scent beard until mine grew properly. Would you mind if we got back to the case, Your Honor?
And I noticed there were two people standing. Oops. Was there anything strange about the two of them? I'm a bad girl, I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them like some kind of peeping Tom.
No, not at all. Everyone is like that. I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place.
Too much info, Your Honor.
In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching, especially dressed as they were.
Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Suddenly, they would just start fighting. They were using their mind powers. Do you have any idea what they were talking about? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? She supposedly watched them from that spot, and yet it looks like the cliff would block it. Yeah? Oh, I thought that maybe you just overheard what they said. Oh, I'm fucked. I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that.
That's right, Miss Fay. Don't drag this witness down to your level.
That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. Why did you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Sounds like a lie to me.
Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I wanted to be a dinosaur. I could still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on.
So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was use my camera, so I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. And right after that, I called the police. You called the police? Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape.
We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks. There's a lizard on my floor. Thanks to the victim's note, we had already started our operation. It was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh?
If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're gonna have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers.
You're going to have to come up with something really good, Mia. Okay. The crucial moment of the fight. I sure hope this is right, or else it's the bridge. Okay, the music stopped. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you mean? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testify that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was.
But if you really wanted to capture this crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
Oh, no.
God, I could go for some donuts.
My apologies, young lady, but Miss Fay's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit.
He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I use it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film?
I was just so hungry. This photo was the last one. What?
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself, playing among the wildflowers.
Witness herself, then, who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took the photos of yourself?
I remember taking some photos of myself, too.
Please, no details.
It seems that Miss Fay's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Wait just a minute.
No, I don't believe him. With good reason. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps? Then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
Very well. Let's get back to the cross-examination.
There's a timer. Couldn't that be her in the photo? I do not believe that that was the last frame in the reel.
Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Well, this guy is really a sucker.
For sweet talk, I remember the accent.
It looks like the... Okay. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Did you say wild flowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come.
I read this already.
If it's Dahlia Hawthorne on the stand and Valerie Hawthorne is a victim, they're related. Did she get her sister killed? She feels like the type to do that, huh? That would be pretty fucked. The victim, why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than, to turn her back on.
This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quackly... Okay. If it had been a quaggly woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently.
Quaggly? Why you?
If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river.
There's still something wrong with his testimony. She only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her.
That seems to make sense.
I wonder about that. It seems kind of off.
Does it now? You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why.
Terry Falls isn't a criminal. Then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her finger. Now you need to go fuck him up.
Uh-oh. Okay, thank God. I wanted to look at that, make sure it was the actual bridge. Huh? But I just...
Miss Fay, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry.
one short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse.
You say there were two contradictions?
It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then...
She would have hit a dead-end.
You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have run even 5. Because Dusky Bridge collapsed on that side.
What does all of this mean?
It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? People would go into court and lie. Just a moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion.
What do you mean?
There's one major mistake in this diagram.
What did you say?
What are you referring to? It's all because of this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprint of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove the bridge was broken during the incident.
That's ridiculous!
You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. That guy is just making shit up.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. My diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward!
Well, Miss Fay, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No, it wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once for all what it was the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But so hard to go on.
We're on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir.
Running from the crime.
After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts the testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
I mean it, we're fucked. Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. I'll make a really great mocha latte.
The trial isn't over yet.
That's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Fay, your cross-examination, if you please.
Contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack.
We're seeing that a lot.
After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms.
Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge?
Actually, maybe she did fall.
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her code would have been all modded.
If you don't mind, I was asking the witness.
No need to be so rude. Well, young lady?
Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could.
We're one step too slow. And then, what did the defendant do after that?
Then he carried her over to the car.
You personally witnessed that?
Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off.
You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem.
Where did you find that scarf then?
Wherever I wanted.
My internet decided to leave this mortal coil. What are they talking about? They're saying that, Dahlia saw... Terry Falls bring the guy to the trunk of the car. I suppose that was the only way. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult.
Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly.
Wow. Why did he get all emotional all of a sudden?
Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us.
You couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There's also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. You're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body? Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face...
So you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face?
Well, they were far away, and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say what I saw. Oh. No, that's not it. No, that wasn't. So yeah. It probably would have been more efficient to just throw her off the river. Throw her into the river. But at the same time, the police were waiting for him. So if he came back and Valerie was nowhere to be seen, they still probably would have arrested him.
Excellent! You're a remarkably honest young woman.
Something about this testimony was bothering me. But what?
Hey, have you ever put salt in your coffee?
No, why would I?
Because I just did, and I gotta tell you, it sucks. Why not?
Huh?
It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is that if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust and stuff, like a piece of evidence.
He's right, Mia. Go present something. You got nothing to lose.
By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well after all.
Okay, let's see if I'm wrong. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about that river.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Ah!
In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water.
Order! 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 I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fay, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river.
Ew!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth. How sad. Perhaps Miss Fay would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. Why don't you kill yourself? That would be good. I would like to have my last statement retracted from the court record. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact that this is what the killer did, none of your arguments have not anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. We'd like to give Mr. Edgeworth a penalty, if you please. Miss Fay, it seems that your assertion is without a merit after all.
What the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
Who is he talking about? All right, I'll do my best. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in her arms. Then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car, and hid the body there. What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police.
And so that's when you called the police?
You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that is the weird part.
Uh-oh. No, it doesn't.
We're going super speed. Your Honor, this trial's going really fast. I'm gonna throw up.
Gotta make Miles. We had the same joke. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake.
A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fay?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying that you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. You see what I mean? Even if you try to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah!
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, you can't prove that the rock was there during the scene of the crime. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. It's only 20 feet tall.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm sorry, but that doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that it's being referred to is really more like a cliff.
Ah!
Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No!
Order! Order in the corner! What is the meaning of all of this ballyhoo? Your Honor, I'm losing. I'd like to call a recess. Don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset.
How long is this trial, by the way?
I don't know.
I do know that this case is only the trial.
She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Oh!
Mr. Judge,
What is it?
I think I must have remembered some things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that.
Oh, yes, she can. Miss Fay, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say? To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
What? That's not fair!
Save the tears for later.
Mr. Armando!
Don't look back until the trial's over. Now is the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair!
Okay, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
The killer broke into the trunk of the car and stole the body there.
So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk?
Uh-huh!
Well, Miss Foster, so you can explain how you knew that. You're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness.
Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there was marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see that photo. It's true. They certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk had been broken open. Well, Miss Fay, are you satisfied?
The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? It doesn't work. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. I finally got her.
Oh, I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fay explained herself.
Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes? What is it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in her cell. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was that man in prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. What if it was a push to start? Then he's fucked. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would have never uncovered the truth. Push to start won't be invented for another 5 years. Shut the fuck up. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk.
No!
Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have only been in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs.
Now is your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is that the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if he had brought this camera just to take this.
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed?
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field.
Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Ugh. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred?
Naturally, the witness was right here.
But where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order! Miss Fay, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. Now, this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
How asinine! Of course Mr. Falls never met with the victim. Of course he met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls.
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hathorne.
What? I never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness.
What?
It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hathorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that if it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day, Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
But since then, my client spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore.
You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof?
I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. Ah! It was Miss Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the notes the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like yours, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No!
Miss Frey, you erased her from reality. Penalty. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby.
It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. Royal moment. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it?
It is not obvious. She's the real culprit.
Ah. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood. Very well. The court is in recess. I will go play on the monkey bars.
To be continued.
How much time do I have?
I still got 2 hours before dinner. Checking my Discord messages. Okay, no one sent me anything important in DMs. So we're good. Never mind, someone booped me. Yeah, I stole that joke from Nico B's play. Ooh! I'm sorry.
I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up. I can't decide on my voice.
Ah! Thanks, we're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime...
Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we gotta get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information, right?
What we need is the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a literature student studying literature. And one more thing, I read that line wrong.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. Kidnap and murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie.
Mr. Fowler's in that case. Tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago.
Okay, I trust you. On that day 5 years ago, okay, I'm just gonna be a Russian now. I dream of it every day. This picture it reminds me of everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute. Yeah, that'll work.
So it's been broken like that for 5 years.
Huh. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute.
It's true. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Your girlfriend? Huh?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
What? Are you serious? The girl. Let her go.
You're not gonna be happy.
Shut up! Come closer! When I kill her,
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but if I was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it.
Wrong, no protect sister. Valerie betray me, betray us.
What do you mean she betrayed you?
Everything, all lies. All make-believe, kidnapping too.
A make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my... Okay.
Anything
I'll do anything she says, anything Dahlia says.
Dahlia says. Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie too.
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich, jewelry business. We got one jewel, that's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnapping note. We sent her a third. Ask for $2 million diamond. Tell him to make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer, because she knows the detective.
Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, all right. In the end, you were planning on splitting $2 million 3 ways, huh?
Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she do it for real. She shot at me for real, me and Dahlia.
You Googled it?
I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jump in river.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. I wake up with police all over.
And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence.
I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
That man, Terry Fowlers, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the Rhine River, 40 feet below.
These 5 years, all I wonder is why? Why? Why did she lie? That's all I want to know.
Well, that's why you caught her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself.
Yes, but I forget what she looked like. So I tell her to wear scarf. I don't want to hurt her. I just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear the answer come from her mouth, that's all.
Well, that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it?
Huh? Where's what?
Come on now. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it?
I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really, I don't know. It's gone with Dahlia.
With Dahlia.
That day on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia. Gone forever. Onto Eagle River.
It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute. You can come
back in now. We're ready to go.
Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne?
Never found her. My sweet Dahlia.
They never found her.
Followed by river. Gone. Dahlia.
How old was she anyway?
Just 14.
14?
She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears in the river with a rock worth $2 million. Man, oh man. Angels these days.
Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really a... It's time. It looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now.
You bet. Diamond added to the court record. Do I have this now?
Nope, that's just a picture. The train wheels come off now, Mia. You got to strike while the iron's hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it.
February 16th, District Court, Courtroom, number 4.
Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady.
Not this again.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin this crime on an innocent student is...
What are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. He's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime, that's all.
Bunny Godot said that was his first court case, yet here he is 5 years. He said,
I've never won a case, I've never lost one either.
Yep, that's what he said. Yeah, he's funny. I guess that's the first court case that Godot served. This is Diego.
He's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime, that's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Her motive? I figured that's what I had to establish next.
Well, Miss Fay, do you have any evidence of a motive?
Yes, of course. I think.
You're still acting as tame as a kid.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, as a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
Now, for some of you who weren't there for the first case of the game, that is something that Mia tells Phoenix, which I think is a fun little detail.
Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisting knots is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course. Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why. I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. It looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click. It lights right up. Very well, then. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
Melissa Foster's history.
I was out of the country until a year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing an officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think that the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case.
I still only have one health bar.
So, what country were you living in then?
We were all living abroad. but my parents were killed.
It was a brutal civil war. She had to try to make her way back home.
I lost everything. I didn't even have personal identification. What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in, how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here for is to evaluate whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Fuller or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add what you just stated to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge. Actually, I didn't know either the victim or the defendant. You didn't know either person, are you certain of that? Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh well, that can't be it.
Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth?
First time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it really was a coincidence. Until I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors, picnics, hiking, that sort of thing. You don't look much like a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here. No trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are close and easy to get to. I'm wondering how we established that she's Dahlia Hawthorne. Me too, but also I can't remember. Did Phoenix trial have the original judge? Yes, the original judge was also in that trial. I fell in love with her stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess. Didn't know you were such a goth. By the way, what's the name of your college?
That's not relevant. The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness does not need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you, she's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here.
I hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer.
No, I'm not, fabricating evidence. Shut the fuck up.
Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. Well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing.
Really? And why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that at that time an officer showed her this photo. That seems like a rather serious mistake. Huh. That's the old trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair. That wicked inmate. I'd never be able to forget that horrible day. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified you 5 years ago. A grudge? Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to life?
Yes, that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
Oh, but didn't she say she didn't see his face? Yes. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful, your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client. He forgot what the detective looked like, right? Too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well. Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
It's bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke fiddy. What should I do with that last statement? Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony.
The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one.
Can you shut the fuck up?
That testimony only helps to further prove that point.
No, that's not right.
Enough! Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. What do you mean by lucky? Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I had accidentally worn a white scarf like he said...
Then you yourself might have been killed. That would have been a terrible loss for this world. Looks like you pressed too hard this time, kid.
Mr. Armando?
Keep looking around you and you're going to lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind, but she's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk.
Oh, kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defendant is a terrible and horrible monster.
A monster? Where?
You knew about that incident, but weren't you out of the country until the year before last? Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history.
So you were just living abroad 5 years ago, is that right?
Yeah. My dad just came home. I'm gonna go look at the pins he got from Free Comic Book Day. Have fun. I can't let her get away with these lies.
Listen to me. He's neck deep in this whole thing. Somehow you're just gonna have to get her to show the court her true self.
Alright. Drink water while this is going on. Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Oh, you're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing. I've got her now. Just don't mess up. That's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me.
Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
It's blue! Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but...
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... Witness, have you ever seen this note? Note? No, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason you shouldn't.
I wonder about that.
What do you mean?
This note shows Mr. Falls' instructions to the witness regarding the meeting.
It says wear white for identification. Wear a white scarf, I mean.
White scarf. Oh!
Witness, you knew that what this note said. That's because you knew and you slipped up and mistakenly said White Scarf. Ah. Well, Miss Foster? No!
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, or Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person? That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kid?
Yup. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... That's an awesome photo, actually. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne. I'd never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia, tell her this time. There is her name, right there.
What's this? So, who's this person? This is Dahlia Hawthorne. Miss Fay must be desperate if he's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased youngest sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You know what I mean? Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
Not so fast, motherfucker. You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she was still alive, she would be 19 now. Well, Mr. Foster, I believe that's the same age you are.
Yeah, we have.
I actually have to have fun. Take it easy.
Even you could... Miss Fay, you're not saying...
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. The girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Huh, nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist.
I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now is my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
Witness, just who are you anyway?
I
didn't think you'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What, Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Oh no, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You know what I mean? Yes, the prosecution's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did he say?
Huh, looks like the kid knew. They knew her true identity from the get-go.
No way, but then why?
If he hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's youngest sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see.
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her suspiciously at the scene of a murder?
Really, Miss Fay, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost.
How dare you?
Please, let's just take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Fay must be insane to even suggest she murdered her. I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Fay, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason could the witness have for killing her beloved sister?
Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me.
I think you need a little push in the right direction. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
Ah, that wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict.
No. I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, well, it's up to you.
Up to me?
The rashness of youth, how charming.
He's coming from someone younger than me.
Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Fay, what motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne?
The story starts after Terry Follows escaped. How old is Edgeworth? He is 20. Mia's like 25 or... Fuck, I don't have her thing. I can't even check whenever we're, Can you Google her? Don't Google her. I will Google her. Mia's like 23, yeah. The story starts after Terry Follows escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her that it was going to reveal the whole world her truth.
Whole truth?
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. Keep her mouth shut permanently. How Edgeworth is a prosecuting attorney at 20 is beyond me. Did he get his degree out of a cereal box? Oh, this last game, we had a prosecutor. Yep, you beat me to it. In the second game.
A terrific story, Miss Fay. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fay. What was this secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh yes, I know this secret.
Your Honor, the defense would like to present further testimony. Request further testimony.
What testimony?
Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Ugh.
Very well, I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf?
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Mr. J.
Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia, but this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly... Yeah, I went too fast. 5 years ago.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls.
I know that from my minimal cultural osmosis of young, like red white being called white boy, or Nino Blanco.
I moved the window. I'm fucked.
The ransom price was a wet rail diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Mr. Edward got the jump on me again.
Huh. We're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We've still got that info, that ace up our sleeve.
What info?
Come on. Don't say you've already forgotten. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Harry Falls told us in the lobby.
I'll do anything she says, anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie too.
Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's a secret. Wait, someone gifted me a sub to another person, I think. They should have given it to me. I love money. You can't even sub to me. I don't think I get advertisements either, which I do enjoy. You know, I have considered, if for some reason I ever do become a partner with Twitch, what's it called? Why are you bald? I think I would just like cue an advertisement whenever we take an intermission and I have to like piss and shit. 5 years ago.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls.
Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship?
Yes, as a tutor.
You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me. Can I stop asking these questions?
He probably came up with a kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorne's own jewelry traded quite wealthy, you see. Quite a clever fellow, that Mr. Falls.
Did I hear him right? Did he call Mr. Falls a clever fellow?
The ransom price was a raw diamond my sister Valerie brought to the bridge.
I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million.
$2 million?
It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk. Jesus Christ!
A $2 million pint of milk? I don't know what to think about that. The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape.
There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is.
Yeah, right. It was all your plan.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain, and after she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage. Yes, but actually, that saved my life.
What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow I just knew he was going to use it. I knew that he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that point. Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I tried to turn away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second. He gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin.
Bloodthirsty grin? Ew.
And in the next instant,
I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift.
I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. I came to...
He fell 40 feet into a river like that.
When I came to, I'd been carried away by the river by a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run, and just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again from my family's money.
That's why you hid your identity.
Yes, I only told my sister.
Valerie Hawthorne, eh?
Yes, she's the only one who knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness had been deceased for 5 years.
I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all that paperwork would have been impossible.
She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There was no way I could.
It's the moment of truth for this witness, too. Once the truth about the staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is.
I just fought to prove that kidnapping was a hoax.
Now, I'm pretty sure that the evidence is this. But I'm gonna play it safe. Fuck.
You say that Mr. Falls was pushed you into the Eagle River? However, that's hard to believe. Why did you? I felt a push on my butt. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess it wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible.
Impossible?
I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in the last 5 years.
Do you have proof?
If someone had pushed you from behind as you claim, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. a most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Ah,
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in water level wouldn't have made a difference.
Oh. You're right, if the events occurred just as the witness had testified. The defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
oh, you see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back of the bridge.
What do you mean?
Being shot in the arm is plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have just fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one side of the bridge's wires. You can't be serious.
Order! Order in the court! It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat.
Unfortunately for you, this is the start of Mr. Faye's assault.
Sorry.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this video. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off here.
Well, let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like that wouldn't have been a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had just been shot in the right arm.
Ah!
And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had a gun trained on him at point-blank range.
Oh.
So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge, that is clearly impossible.
Oh. Order! What is the meaning of this?
Talia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this? Indeed, what do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had a gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me. Stopping at the right middle like that, it would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident you could handle the current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Oh, then what is it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. That fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond.
Oh, no, it can't be.
Yes, Dahlia had it planned all along from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself.
She forced Mr. Follows to help her fake the kidnapping.
At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack.
Why, that's simply ridiculous. Order! Order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. That is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Miss Falls, Valerie called her sister, Talia,
And she told her what she was planning to do.
Planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote it in her notes.
That is what's in Valley Hawthorne's fate. And that is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That plan would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would be caught. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Who is that, laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me, it's just hilarious.
Witness, is that you?
You amuse me, woman, Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14 I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
Oh, well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fay,
I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fay? Are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
Is this it? Is it really over? The girl made a fool out of me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Huh. Without evidence, the trial's over. Who decided that?
Mr. Armando!
Come on now, kid. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there is no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valia Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Miss Paul's stolen car and then went to meet her, disguised as her sister, Valia Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
There's no proof. There's only one thing left to do. Who's the one person that can testify to that demon woman's crimes? Donna, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendants.
There's only one person who can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne. I'm still wondering why he hates Phoenix. I wonder if he blames Phoenix for Mia's death. I will say, you're not going to learn in this case. But keep in mind that, like, Mia and Godot are, like, already dating by this point. They very much so do love each other. There was a moment in that first case when Maya channeled Mia and Godot was stunned into silence just seeing her again. To the point where he gave up the trial so that in some ways Mia could win. Only one person can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was the fact her sister, Dahlia, was disguised as her. Yeah, there was a reason I pointed out that scene in particular. Because it's extremely important. And it doesn't get brought back up again. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? All right. Why not? The prosecution has no objection. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes?
I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive. And you were used for $2 million.
That's not true.
Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valia Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised. She promised never ever betray each other.
Harry,
Dahlia! It's true. You are alive.
you don't trust me anymore. That makes me sad.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You already know. But there's one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia.
I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness!
No!
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Oh, water. Please. Water. Can't talk. Need water.
Oh well, guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself.
Oh!
Why is she allowed to talk to him while he's on the stand? They don't ever draw it, but canonically, everyone is in this room at the same time.
That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. It was in front of the bridge. He wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put nobody in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie. Not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her.
Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Fawless? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think.
Who Terry Falls saw.
Sunday, 4 p.m. I stopped the car.
According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining, already dark too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? Mr. Falls.
Eagle Mountain, that spot. Strong memories.
Why did he just clam up? Would it be he's hiding something here?
He wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge.
You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it.
I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. Find out why a woman betrayed him. For him, 30 minutes must have been like the blink of an eye.
I washed my car from bridge. I never put no body in that car.
You were watching the car.
That bridge, other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching car.
What were you expecting him to do? I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling. A contradiction.
I wonder what's on the other side of that broken bridge anyway.
No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it.
Anyway, nobody came. No car, no nothing. Finally, one woman came. She's standing in front of me.
Mr. Fawless, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lied. The truth. It was Valerie. I remembered her face.
Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Oh, sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from the woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie. We talked. Then she left.
What did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Falls?
Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do, she said. That's why she lied, got me the death penalty.
And were you satisfied with that answer, witness?
Julia died. It was my fault. I don't really remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I did push her. It doesn't matter, Papa. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel, dead.
But you just saw that she isn't dead.
After Valerie took to me on bridge, nothing left to live for. It was my Valerie, not my Dahlia.
Oops.
How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and the sunset that day was 5 o'clock. It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do.
That woman, it wasn't Dahlia.
Stop right there. What more needs to be said?
Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder, you'll still do whatever is necessary to protect her, won't you,
Mr. Fawless, I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing it.
Mr. Falls?
Even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy would still be cursed. You'll still have to point out the contradiction anyway. Well, that's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess.
pretty sure. Not bad. Pretty sure it's this photo because she's deeper on the bridge, meaning she had to get there first. Yes. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge? You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, I'm sure too, Mr. Foles. I'm sure that you're lying.
Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fay. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right?
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge.
Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did.
Oh, 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 oh.
Mr. Falls? Please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go, a special place.
Did you go to the special place before you went to the bridge?
Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under a base of 3 there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
Little bottle on a necklace is your memento. It's quite charming. But it looked empty. It looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock.
Not yet, Luna.
But he left his car unchecked. It was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there was certainly enough time for it.
I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls?
That's enough. Please.
Witness?
I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. Oh.
No. Stop the trial. Your Honor, we need a recess.
I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
Oh, we're so close. Just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence.
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls.
Mr. Amanda. Thanks for the coffee.
That's the bottle.
Mr. Falls!
That's the bottle Phoenix ate. And so my first trial ended suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for that young prosecutor as well. but one person. The true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne. She left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable, that witch.
Mr. Armando,
We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kid.
it's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Mr. Armando. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now, something that has happened that has made me remember all this. Episode 4, Turnabout Beginnings, to the end. So technically, Miles didn't lose that case. And he was running off that technicality for like many years. Yeah. He's in the hospital. So here's a little sneak peek of the next case that I'm really looking forward to. You're gonna have to find out next time. Shishito, the treasured Korine village heirloom, whose name means seven-branched sword. It is said that this sacred sword represents life itself. Though the branches may appear to be infinite, the choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end, one merciless point. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. February 6th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. And that
where I'm gonna leave y'all. Thank y'all for coming here today. I love the case that is about to come up. That whole trial beforehand, there are many reasons why I think that's that's my second favorite case after my second favorite case in this game. The case that's coming up, that's my favorite case in this game. It's some people's favorite case in the entire series. It's in my top 5. That's all I'll say. So thank you all for joining me today. I know part of that case was a little rocky. I overall enjoyed it, especially that ending part. That's something that Phoenix once again passed down. Godot once again passed down and ended up to Phoenix. And it is a line that is carried throughout the entire game. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. And man, it's a foundational moment for like the entire series. Even though it happened in the 3rd game. But thank you all for joining me today. I've had a blast, and I hope you have too. And I'll see y'all next time. Have a good day, y'all.